Alright, what's up guys? It's Pixelated Apollo, thanks for stopping by, and today I have a treat for you. This is Napoleon Total War. It's a 2 vs 2 fort battle, and look at this, the defenders are leaving their fort, and they are going to double team one of the attacking armies. So if we look at the positioning of the attackers, we have one Russian army on this side, and then way over here on the opposite side of the battlefield, we have the French Empire. So obviously they are divided, and that is why the defenders are trying to take advantage of this situation. So this is a really risky strategy, but you know, no risk, no reward. So they're gonna go ahead and leave their fort undefended, and you know, this is what everyone is fighting for right here. So that is why it's so risky, because the French can come in, take out this light defense, take over the fort, and then use the fort against the defenders. Also, if they don't surprise the Russians, and the Russians actually hold their ground, even if the Russians do get wiped out, but they take out a lot with them, then it's hard to recover from that. So very, very risky, but let's see how this turns out. I'm very excited about this replay, and we'll go ahead and check out these army comps. We'll start with the Ottoman Empire. He's got about 5-6 units of the Jedit line infantry. He's got 4 units of the Janissaries. So Ottomans are actually a really good unit or faction for this strategy, because they have pretty good melee units. Also, they have really good heavy cav, like the Sipai cav, which is a pretty heavily armored cav. So he's got like 5 units of them, so he's going to use them for hammer and anvil and trying to catch the Russians by surprise, going after objectives like artillery. And that's honestly pretty much it for the Ottomans. So moving on to the Swedish forces. Sweden also has about half his force helping the Ottomans. So he's got some lifeguards of horse, 2 units of the hussars. He has some line infantry who are going to join this battle. Also, he has a couple units of militia sallying out. And that's pretty much it for his sally out force. Let's see what he's got defending against the French. He's got mostly line infantry, so a couple units of line infantry scattered everywhere. He has some Jaegers, which are shooting the wall artillery. And let's see, more line infantry. Oh, actually, he's got a pretty elite unit of lifeguards of foot, not horse. And he's got some artillery in here, some militia, and looks like he's sending out some dragoons. So fantastic. Let's go ahead and look at the attackers. Oh, here comes some rockets, guys. Watch out. Oh, I love rockets. Look at that. That is beautiful. Beautiful. So they're getting pretty close. We got artillery. Oh my goodness. Hitting the Ottomans. Jeez, that was a direct hit. That was a really good hit. But real quick, let's look at the the attacking armies. Lots of musketeers for the Russians. He has the general staff. He's got some cuirassiers, however you pronounce it, a couple units of the 20-pounder unicorn, which is absolutely devastating. We saw that earlier. And then he's got this sneaky force that's way out of position. This is going to be horrible for his defense against this counterattack. But he's got a lot of elite troops over here, like the lifeguard of foot, some really good grenadiers. And actually, yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the Russian force. Let's move over to the French force, which he's mostly bringing Old Guard, which is great to see on the battlefield. He's got some Polish Legion, and he has the Voltigeurs in the front line. In the back here, he has some Guard Seamen, delicious, and some Young Guard. Here's his general. He's got his rockets in the back here, and then way over here on this flank, he's got the Grenadiers of Line, about 2 units of them. Here's some Dutch Grenadiers with their nice white and red uniforms, Polish Legion, and another unit of Voltigeurs. So very, very nice. I'm sorry if I slaughtered any of those names, but we can go ahead and play this one because things are getting intense. The Ottomans are pushing hard on the flank, trying to get their cav around the Russians. The Russians are now going to pull back their musketeers quickly as possible to protect their flank and try to stop that enemy cav. The reserves that were way over there hiding in the flank of trees are trying to quickly get back and reform up with the rest of their army. And oh, look at this, guys. Look at this. The cav is charging and taking out the unicorns. He did not have enough forces to protect his artillery, and he's actually going to charge in some of his own cav to try to slow him down. Let's see if they can break the will of the heavy cav of the Ottomans. Looks like things are going okay. They are breaking the Ottomans here, so they can still recover from that. Now the musketeers are beginning to fire at the jetted line infantry. We can see the rockets in the background crashing down on the Swedish light defenses. And here comes Sweden going for a brave charge. Lifeguards of horse. And they are going to charge, and he's not going to form square, which is really tragic for him. He's going to lose a lot of good soldiers there. Unfortunately, he could not pull off square, and he's going to try to run away his 20-pounder unicorn crew before they get run down by the lifeguards of horse. Now here comes the Ottomans, not even going to try to shoot back. They're just going to charge in their janissaries. Fantastic. Look at that. The sabers are up in the air. And the musketeers are now switching to their bayonets. We have more janissaries charging in this way. In the background, you can see the jetted line infantry fighting their hearts out, firing their guns. And this is a very, very loud battle, but an awesome battle nonetheless. And if we look on the other side, it looks like the Russians are going to be able to form up their elite reserves that was really far away at the beginning of the battle. They are getting shot, though, by some Swedish line infantry. So they need to quickly form up. They don't want to lose soldiers like that. That's not a good way to fight the battle, you know, running in the wrong direction. But he does have a couple line infantry here fighting back, which is really good. Come on, men, fire quickly. Quickly before they get too close. He's got his militia in the front line, which are already breaking. What? The general is dead, trying to hold off the flank against these very heavily armored cav and the Swedish cav. So, you know, he did a brave stand, but it's not going to pay off. And now the janissaries are going to charge into this musketeer unit that is in square formation. And there is just so much going on. This is absolutely ridiculous. But they are able to punch through that square formation, and they are just causing it to break. Looks like the musketeers pretty soon will break at any second, and now we have more line infantry forming up this way. The janissaries are still fighting this line unit of musketeers. On the other side, though, things are going a little bit slower. But what's the point? You know, even if they do hold off this flank, they are about to get attacked from the rear. Actually, you know what? Sweden's charging in some of their cav at the backs of this lifeguard foot. And they are starting to break a little bit. So, oh, there we go. Well, it's a pretty close fight. And then Sweden's moving in their line infantry, using bayonets first, getting some bloody bayonets. The firefight has begun on this side. They're doing a lot of damage to that militia and the line infantry back there. But we do have the Ottomans close behind, who are going to probably take the position that the Swedish forces are in. I don't really see Sweden winning this engagement. Look at that. Look at the fire coming from the hill. Real quick, let's look at what's going on the other side of this battle. We can see that the French are moving into the forest, getting ready to quickly assault the fort, and this is the correct thing to do. He wants to be really aggressive because he can't help his ally. So he needs to try to take out this fort before these guys return and try to, you know, redefend their fort. Oh, we got some grenades coming in from the grenadiers. It's always good to see that. Oh, geez, more grenades exploding here. Oh, there they go. Let's check this out, guys. Here we go. Oh, it's going to get nasty. Oh, yes. That will definitely break the morale of the forces there, and they are still holding strong at the top of this this hill. So Russia, even though he had a pretty rough start, oh, there's another volley. He is doing some damage to the defending armies here, and he's still trying to hold. Oh, jeez. More and more explosives everywhere. This is a very bloody battlefield already. It's only been a couple minutes. There's more explosives coming in. Oh, yes. This is too much. This is too much. But the janissaries are going to charge in and take on those grenadiers. And Russia is doing everything they can. You can see some flying Russians over here. He's going to form square just in time. And I think he's going to break this cav unit. So, you know what, guys? Let's do slow motion. Wow. I didn't actually think I was going to have to do slow motion during a Napoleon battle. Usually, they're pretty slow paced naturally, but the French are scaling the walls and getting ready to go into melee. So he's not even going to mess around. He's not going to try to fire at the defenders. He's not going to try to knock down any walls. He's just going straight for it. Straight for the melee combat with his Polish Legion and his old guard and his young guard. He's also got some flanking troops over here, some grenadiers of the line trying to take this corner position against the line infantry of Sweden. So let's head back over to this side, see what's going on. I think this one's going to end pretty quickly. Russia is at a pretty rough spot. They are getting just shot at multiple flanks, and there we go. Lifeguard afoot. They are breaking. What a quick break. And now the Russians are forming square over here. And yeah, this is going to be their last stand. This is actually a smart idea to form square, because then you can fight. Oh, and the cav charging in as well. So that's another reason to form square. But he's going to be able to fire in multiple directions. And look at this. The Ottomans, they know. They know they seize victory on this side. So they need to quickly go back to the fort and help his Swedish ally, who's putting up a light defense against the French. But let's real quick enjoy the last couple seconds of this very bloody firefight. Jetted line infantry taking on the lifeguard afoot, who are still holding strong, but they're gonna reform in a line formation and try. Oh jeez, oh jeez. They're gonna try to fight back, but there's just no hope. Just put down your muskets, boys, and surrender. But they do not surrender. They fight on. Beautiful. Beautiful. They're down to 45 men. There we go. They are breaking. And that's going to conclude the mess that happened over here. Very fast execution, very deadly combat, and the Ottomans and the Swedish forces were able to pull off their strategy with success, honestly. They have a lot of soldiers left alive, but the French are overwhelming the walls on this side. So, yeah, it looks like they are in control of this wall. They just need to take out a couple of Swedish line infantry. So here's the Dutch grenadiers. Get rid of some of these notifications. So the line infantry doing the best they can. We do have some artillery over here, I believe, firing at his own walls. So this is really clever too. I think what he's going to try to do is break down some of the walls, and all the units that are on the walls will fall to their deaths. So if he breaks this down, more of the enemy will die here instead of his own forces. But it looks like, I don't know, this battle might be over before it... Oh, let's see. Here we go. Here's another volley. Nope, never mind. Never mind. I thought that was more shots from the artillery, but it doesn't look like he is going to shoot down this little section of the wall. But the French have now taken control of the gate, and they are charging through the fort, trying to quickly capture the center position. They need to take out these buildings as fast as possible. So this feels more like Medieval 2 Total War than Napoleon. Just all the melee and the chaos is just insane. The Jaegers are now fighting with their bayonets, I believe. Oh, actually, they don't have bayonets. They're just fighting with their guns, the butt of their guns. How did you die? You got hit? I mean, come on. It looked like he got shot, but I didn't see any bullets there. Oh, yes. Nice. And you can see the rockets in the background coming in. Oh, artillery hitting the walls, and they're going to come charging down. Oh, no, there's still some Swedish forces fighting bravely on the walls. This is so intense, I can't even talk straight. But Sweden's so close to breaking over here. These Dutch grenadiers are just too much for them. Same over here. These Jaegers are crumbling. And Sweden has their lifeguard of horse who are able to defend the gate. So, man, it's looking... Oh, my goodness. Artillery firing right at the flank of these French forces. It's not looking great, guys, because look at this. The Ottomans are now going to rejoin this fort and put up a much better defense. So the French assault was just way too slow. Unfortunately, he only had rockets. And rockets are not going to bring down walls. So I think that was a big mistake there. He should have brought like a classic artillery piece that could bring down, do more damage to structures, so he could break through a little bit quicker. But this is really what's left of the French army. They've taken a lot of casualties. That light Swedish defense put up a good front, but he's got his young guard charging down the ramps here, getting ready to engage the Ottoman cav and the general of Sweden. Yep, more and more French troops coming down. So it's far from over, though, guys. I mean, the French, looking at his army, he still has a decent amount. It looked like he had less, but no, he has more. And here comes a cap charge. He needs to form square. He is not forming square. And look at that. That was a beautiful charge. And he's doing tons of damage to the guard seamen and the old guard. More rockets coming in, peppering down the forces that are in the center. We got the Jetet line infantry who are going to be able to hold the town center. More and more French troops are finally reaching the ground level of the fort. These guys are bugging out a little bit, but they are going to get some shots on the cav. Ooh, and a lot of cav. They are dying. They are dropping to the floor. And they're going to go ahead and charge in with their bayonets. Finish the job. Let's see what's going on over on this side. More cav charges. And also, they're getting shot. Is that... Oh, don't tell me they're going to get shot from canister. Oh, jeez. Okay, I think I see it coming. Look at this. They're loading it up. And the French are trying to maneuver around. No, don't stand there, man. Don't stand there. You are going to get obliterated. Let's see. Let's see. Pretty soon. Oh, yep. Yep, that's the canister shot. That does not look fun for the French. They are getting wiped out. They're quickly trying to fire at this unit. They are taking out a lot of the crew. They might actually save this unit. Oh no, another great canister shot. This one's loading up. They need to quickly move. We got French forces who look like they're going to try to flank, but they are not firing at this moment. And the French are taking on more and more of this Ottoman cav. And look at the massacre that took place over here in this corner section of the fort. But the Ottomans, they are firing down the French, and unfortunately they are getting slaughtered. And this French assault was not good enough. It was not quick enough, and I believe that is going to wrap it up for today's battle. Now they do have the rockets, they still have their general, but we do have some cav who are going to sneak out over here. A very healthy unit of the Sipahi cav. Oh, the rockets are going to desperately try to shoot at them one last time, but it's just not going to happen. And the French are going to get run down over here. So what a crazy battle, guys. Absolutely insane. We can see the carnage up here on these walls. A lot of brave French and Swedish forces died up here, and it did not pay off. You know, that was a great strategy for the defenders. Well executed. They took out this Russian force in a matter of minutes. It was really, really, really awesome job there. And even though this wasn't a super close battle, it was a very intense, exciting battle, which I can always appreciate. And hopefully this guy's, what am I even talking about? Hopefully this battle can inspire you guys to try out some new strategies. I'm definitely going to try this out in future fort battles where I just sally out and try to get some damage done. But this was sent in by the Swedish player here. I think his name is Thiel, and he did a good job. Same with his ally, getting about the same amount of kills, 1,041, 1,050. And looking at the other side, it's kind of surprising. I mean, I kind of expected Russia to get a good amount of kills. I mean, he was only 100 away from 1,000. His ally getting the most kills, which, that's shocking. Like, they got a lot of kills. It just... I mean, it was kind of even, but it just didn't pay off, and they just got surprised and wiped out by the defenders. But you're looking at the unit stats here. 106 kills for Sweden, 105 for the line infantry. Militia getting 96 kills. That's pretty good right there. So yeah, that's lesson learned, guys. Whenever you're attacking, don't get too comfortable. Don't think it's going to be a long skirmish phase, or, you know, let me fire down a couple choke points in the wall or something like that, because you never know when the defenders could sally out, double team you, and just destroy your dreams. So yeah, watch out for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this battle. It was a lot of fun. And if you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and share. And if you haven't subscribed and you want to see more epic battles, go ahead and do that now. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.